everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm Candy Washington, and we are here to have a very fun key. We are going to be talking about the latest we're going to be talking about the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Dubai. Yes, we're going to get into it, Dancehall it out. We are going to get into it. So as you guys come into the room, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and drop your candy cane in the comment box. Let me know where you're listening from. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, all of it. It's just going to be a really lighthearted, fun, key talking about the ladies of Dubai. So before we dive into the episode, there has been rumblings, there has been rumors that Miss Phaedra Park Faye from The Real Housewives of Atlanta might be joining the cast of The Real Housewives of Dubai, either as a friend of or as a full-time. I don't know what do the ladies hold in Dubai? I'm not sure, but anyway, either as a full-time housewife or as a friend of, and I just think that would be really bad casting. Like, I really hope they don't bring Phaedra on The Real Housewives of Dubai. I don't think it worked in the episode that she was there. I don't think the chemistry works. I don't get it. So hopefully the powers that be at Bravo. Hey, Kamiko! He says, hello, Go Candy and the Candy Canes. Hey, everybody, how are you? What's up? Yes. So hopefully the powers that be at Bravo don't bring Phaedra to The Real Housewives of Dubai. I think that would mess up the chemistry. I think that The Real Housewives of Dubai, they're finding their footing. I think each episode is getting better. I think the relationship dynamics are getting more clear. I think that the stakes are getting higher. I think they already have a season 2 probably that's in the works, so I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be a really good franchise, and I think it's getting better. So with that, let's dive into The Real Housewives of Dubai. All right, so did you guys catch the shade? I mean, the absolute shade of the producers. If you missed this, go back and watch. Hey, Darren, yes, but hello again. Yes, we're doing Dubai, baby. We're doing Dubai, yes. So, okay. So, in the beginning of the episode, a couple of things. One, did you guys notice that, yes, on the other franchises, the husband will come into the confessional, but on the Dubai franchise, it's only been Sergio. Right? Like, I don't think any of the other husbands have ever gone into the confessional. I think it's just been Sergio. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But the producers were so shady. So in this episode, when CAROLYN and Sergio are looking hella awkward, she's like sitting on his lap really awkwardly, and he's there, and they're doing this weird like meet the Carrillos weird skit that I thought was just really lame. And he said, I've been waiting for my Prince Charming. And then he was like, wait, no, what's the girl? A princess? I was like, producers, y'all are shady. Y'all are so shady. But he said it out of his own mouth. He said, I've been waiting for my Prince Charming. And we all know, word on the street, word on the curb is, I will say this. And when I talk about this stuff, again, I always want to be respectful. And it's by no means to be disrespectful to LGBTQIA, to trans, to whatever. Like, no disrespect at all. But what I see is, I think that Sergio wants to be CAROLYN. I don't think he's in romantic love with her. And I think the producers were being shady as hell, because I don't think I'm the only person who kind of questions his sexuality, for lack of a better term. And I say that with respect. I know my place. It's not my place to question somebody's sexuality. It's not my place to speculate. But I'm going to, because they're on national TV and I'm just giving my commentary. But I want to be so respectful. But it is, weird. And for the producers to keep that in there when he said, I am looking for my Prince Charming. And then he had to ask them what the word was for a girl version, a princess. Come on, guys. Hey, Darren, go Sergio is questionable to me. Yes, he is. Hey, Sasha, that's right, like the video. Yes, thank you, guys. Sergio is questionable, the same way Asher is. Diana's boy toy in Beverly Hills, he's questionable too. Also, Sergio, quiet as it's kept, people thought he had money. I thought he had money before until I realized he doesn't. Like, I thought he was a wealthy, football player. It's called soccer here, obviously, but over there it's called football. But he's not. I guess he was on like not like a D list, but like, second string, C string, whatever it is. And then remember, his parents were like, listen, if you need money, we'll give you money. You don't have to marry CAROLYN for money. But they failed to realize that he's not marrying CAROLYN for money. He's marrying CAROLYN because A, I think he wants to be CAROLYN. B, I think he's marrying her for the money lifestyle. And he wants fame. He wants fame. He's the only husband. I mean, anyway, that's enough on that because we can go down a rabbit hole with that one. Let's move it along. Now, let's talk about shady Brooks. Brooks, you're shady as hell. You're shady as hell, Brooks. Okay, so a couple of things. The first is, let's talk about how Chanel Iman and Lisa said that they saved Brooks from being demoted. So they basically were saying that at some point in time, producers wanted to demote Brooks to a friend of instead of being a full-time housewife. But somehow they either saved her by inviting her to Chanel Iman's runway show, which was like the same day as Carolyn's wedding that Brooks did not attend. She didn't go. Or they talked to producers, something like that. Brooks came out and was like, no, that's not true, whatever, blah, 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 because like they beef or whatever. Do I think Chanel Iman and Lisa saved Brooks from being demoted? No, because I don't think they have that power. Darren says, I love CAROLYN Brooks. Okay, yay. Okay, yes, that's good. I'm going to get into why I think she's shady, Darren, and then we can have a fun kiki. So, no, because I don't think they have that power. Do I think that they helped facilitate her staying on as a main housewife? Yeah, by inviting her, maybe advocating for her. So did they do things to help her out? Sure, 100%, sure. So that was that whole beef. But the reason why I think Brooks is so shady and the reason why her math doesn't math is a lot of things. One, so we see her ex-husband, Zoran, right? He's on this episode. Clearly, he is still in her son's life, right? So it's not like they got divorced and she's now a single mom and has to raise her kid by herself and the father is just gone out the picture. Clearly, that's not true. Clearly, they co-parent her son. I was under the impression, the way she talks, that she was in this horrible marriage and she got divorced and she was basically on the street until she was able to pick herself up from the bootstraps. And it was just her as a single mom with her son. And now she like made good in Dubai. And that to me clearly is not the case. And so I think her story is fraudulent to me. It's not making sense. It's not mathing, right? Hey, Misty. Hi. So follow me with this, right? Because Brooks, I'm calling you out. Your story doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and the math isn't mathing, sweetheart. You came on the show acting like you said you were in this horrible marriage. You got nothing out of the marriage, no money. You built yourself up, all this stuff, and you really made it sound like you were out on the street and you like brought yourself up and all this stuff. And now you're wealthy in Dubai because you flipped because you're some real estate agent or something like that. I don't believe you, Brooks. I think you're lying. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, clearly from the conversation you had with your ex-husband, he's still in your son's life. He's going to he's talking to the son, you're co-parenting, he's going to the PTA meetings. So this whole you being a single mother thing isn't true. You're co-parenting with your ex-husband. And it's also pretty clear that your ex-husband is probably paying for a lot of this stuff. I highly doubt, and check me if you think I'm wrong on this, but from a logical standpoint, I highly, highly doubt that if you got out of this marriage with nothing, zero nothing, all of a sudden now your husband is co-parenting with you, and all of a sudden now it's kumbaya enough for him to be the person who's like the builder or whatever it's called for your new salon spa or whatever, her salon that she's building. Logically, that does not make sense. How in the world were you married to this man, got out of the relationship, claiming you got nothing from it, but now all of a sudden he is basically your business partner and you building a spa? How is that getting nothing from? Like, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Also, how is your ex-boyfriend one of the biggest investors in your spa as well? I'm confused. So your ex-husband is your business partner and your ex-boyfriend is your biggest investor, but yet you want to act like you are out on the street and you brought yourself up from the bootstraps as a single mother with your kid. You're lying. I don't believe you. I think that you got out your marriage, and I think that your husband continued to support you and your son financially. I don't think you are in where you are because of your real estate business. I don't see it. I don't see it, because if that were the case, if you really got out of your marriage with nothing and you built yourself up from the bootstraps as a single mom, and you only through your real estate are you now this business mogul, then why are you now in business with that same exact husband that you claim kicked you to the curb with nothing? It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Hey, Sasha T, she speaks out of two sides of her mouth. Exactly. She said she has to work so hard to make 1 million plus. So then she said it's expensive to cheat on her, and it cost him a lot. Exactly. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense. Brooks, you're lying. In my opinion, allegedly, you're a liar. Do I think the marriage was probably tumultuous? Sure. That's why you got divorced, right? Do I think you got divorced and you were out homeless with your son and you picked yourself up from your bootstraps? No. Because it doesn't make sense now. Doesn't make sense. You're lying, Brooks. You're lying. It also seemed like, and another reason why I take such issue with this is I don't like it when men or women, mothers or fathers, claim to be single parents when they're not. You're co-parenting. Those are two different things. Truly being a single parent, you get nothing. No financial, no emotional, no mental, no anything support from the father or the mother of your child. That is what being a single parent is. Being divorced or broken up with or not with your partner does not make you a single parent. If that other partner, male or female, is still an active participant in your child's life, which clearly the husband has been and is. So you co-parent, you're not a single parent. So Brooks, your story isn't making any type of sense to me. I think you got out of your marriage, and I think he still supports you financially. The proof is in the pudding. You're going into business with him right now. That's supporting you financially. He's still in the son's life. Clearly, as a good dad, they're talking about school. He's going in to talk to and I'm not giving anybody props for doing what you should do. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not being like, oh, wow, you are dad, gold star. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is Brooke's story does not add up and does not make sense. And I just don't believe her. And also, she lost her freaking mind when it came to Sarah. Now, the producers were trying to be shady, right? Because when they all got together for the Ethiopian lunch, everything that Brooke said, and then Sarah said, no, I didn't say that, and then we'd flash back to her saying it. I really like Sarah and I really understand her. And what I think was going on was she was trying to explain what I said isn't the way you took it. And I think nothing got resolved because Brooks wouldn't let anybody talk. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Sasha T. I want to see the ex-boyfriend. It's giving social climber and gold digger. 100%. 100%. I'm sorry. There's no way you're claiming to be this single mom who was out on your butt on your last dollar and you pulled yourself up by the bootstraps to be a multi-millionaire in Dubai doing real estate when literally, and I'm not trying to be shady, but I'm being honest, when literally now your biggest thing that you're doing is with two men that you've slept with. I'm not shaming, I'm not slut shaming, I'm not saying anything, but let's call a spade a spade. So your ex-husband and your ex-boyfriend are the two people you're going into business with, but you want to act like you're a multimillionaire on your own. That's the issue I have. That's the issue I have. It's the false narrative. It's the fake narrative, like, you don't know what I've gone through, and I've been by myself this whole time, but yet you're going to go build something with two men that you say cheated on you, and the other one you said was so toxic you had to divorce him, and you left with nothing, but now you're going into business with them. Doesn't make any sense, Brooks. And trust me, I'm not knocking going into business with an ex-boyfriend. I'm not knocking going into business with an ex-husband. I'm not knocking getting financial support and anything that you need or connections with people that you dated or been with. I'm not knocking that. I think you should 100%. I think you should utilize every relationship that you have if it's a good relationship. I think you should get something if you've been with someone and all that stuff. 1,000%, but don't fake the funk. It's the inauthenticity for me. That's the issue I'm having with Brooks. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Miss T, Brooks is full of it. Exactly, Miss T, who treats friends that way? Exactly. Hey, Darren, I heard Brooks and Sarah made up at the reunion, allegedly. Yeah, I'm sure. I bet they did. They made up at the end of this episode, right? They made up when they were dancing and everything. So I'm sure they made up. And also, it is, and I agree with what Sarah said. Like, I'm a big Sarah fan. I identify a lot with Sarah and I really vibe with her. So I agree with what she was saying. She was like, listen, you're hurt and you're coming from a place of hurt. And she was just like, no. So I get, you could, forgive that or whatever. That's cool. All right. So let's see what else happened this episode. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Let me know what you guys think. I know everyone thinks Chanel Iman is like, she's like a fan favorite and all that stuff, but I liked her better this episode because even though to me, Chanel Iman is always being a caricature of herself, like she's always just kind of like, I'm kind of like, what are you really like? Like, can you like chill for a second and like be yourself? I liked her better this episode. But I don't really understand why she's such a fan favorite. Like, you guys got to let me know. Hey, Darren. Says I understood where Sarah was coming from. Me too. 100%. And also with that beef, it's like, Brooks, you asked. You can't do revisionist history. The moment Brooks asked Sarah what her thoughts were on her child going to private school, you opened the gate to have someone comment on your parenting choices and styles. You asked. Number one. Number two, Sarah got the buy-in. She said, oh, she was like, can I say this? I want to talk about this with the kid. And Brooke says, yeah. And Brooks even admitted it when she was going on her rant. She goes, well, I didn't know where it was going. So that's the thing. Don't ask a question and don't agree to receive something and then have a problem with what you got and then find fault in the person who gave it to you. If you are that defensive and that sensitive about feedback, because I don't even think Sarah was coming from a bad place, and I don't even think Sarah was being preachy. You know what I mean? Sarah was having a conversation about the situation, and Brooks took it totally the wrong way and totally way too far. If you're that sensitive, don't ask the question. And then don't be open to feedback. Just say, you know what? No, I'm good. So to see the fashions and the extravaganza. Oh, for Chanel. Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's cute and she's growing on me. She's growing on me. She's growing on me. I like Lisa. I really like Lisa a lot. I think Karen Stansberry, I liked her better on Ladies of London. I think she was really the queen bee and she really ruled on Ladies of London. I think she's a little flat and a little boring on Dubai, but it's getting a little bit better. I think Sergio is basically the representative for her on the show. I mean, Sergio is literally in every single scene with CAROLYN. Every single scene, even in the confessionals. It's too much. It's too much. Darren Hood, I love Lisa Milan. Me too. Me too. Lisa and Sarah are my two favorites. I like Nina, but she's a little, take her or leave her. She's there. She's a filler. She's cool. Don't dislike her, but nothing too much. I love Sarah. I really identify with her, so I really like Sarah. And I really, really like Lisa too. I think she's great. I love Lisa. What else is going on, you guys? Another unpopular opinion, but I kind of liked Brooks, and I don't know why this is becoming like a Brooks thing, but I liked Brooks' ex-husband. I mean, again, she was like, you're so much calmer and cooler now, but I got the feeling they both were going at it, if that makes sense. Like, they both were going at it in the marriage. Like, I think he was probably in a bad place. And when you see Brooks now, I think that she probably wasn't, and if she got married so young, like 21, 22, she probably wasn't in a place to handle that either. So who knows? But apparently she thinks he's in a better place. She's going into business with him. That's another thing. I'm not going into business with somebody that I think is toxic to me. So it couldn't have been everything Brooks was saying. It just, the math isn't mathing. It's not making any type of sense. What else is up? What do you guys think about the teams? So basically it's like CAROLYN Stanberry, Nina, Sarah, and Brooks versus Lisa and Chanel Iman. Do we think that those are still the teams, or do we think that now they've kind of meshed together and they're getting along better and it's going to be different? I'm interested to see what's going to happen on the reunion. I'm interested to see that, what's going to go down there, and then what's going to happen with their season 2. I'm definitely interested in that. You know what I also want to see? I want to see Sarah dating. Because I know she talked about her upbringing. She talked about her family. I know she's a single mom. But I want to see Sarah dating. I want to see more of Sarah's life, if that makes sense. Like, who is she dating? What is she doing? All of that stuff. I do like Nina. She's cool. But I think this season is getting better. I think everything is getting better. I think things are jazzing up. So I'm excited for all of that. What do you guys think? Put in your chat box. Any questions? Any comments? What are you guys thinking? And if you're having fun with this Kiki, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share with friends. The Kiki is always better with community. Da, da, da. And what do you guys also think about Lisa Rinna? Remember when she was beefing with the girls from Dubai? When she was like, oh, if I say anything against Garcelle, everyone wants to call me racist. Well, if you guys can't handle it, go watch Dubai. And then everyone thought she meant like, because the girls are black or whatever on there. But what I really think she was trying to say was, oh, CAROLYN Stanberry is white and she beefs with black girls and nobody calls her racist. But yet when I talk to Garcelle and I'm white, everybody calls me racist. Well, that's because you have racist tendencies, Brenna, and CAROLYN Stanberry doesn't. That's why racism actually exists, because you could have a white woman go at it with a black woman and nobody call her racist. Or you could have a white woman go at it with a black woman and somebody call her racist because one is being racist and one isn't. Therefore, racism is real. Do you know what I mean? It was just so stupid for her to even try and make the comparison. And now she's backtracking. Oh, I know I'm such a mess on social media, blah, 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 but I made nice with the girls, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Ugh, so who knows? Who knows? But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really fun episode. I love the dance hall theme. I love that all of the girls in the end eventually came together. I love that we saw a softer side of CAROLYN. The producers were shady as hell with the Prince Charming comment that they left in with Sergio. Like, we all were like, how you doing? Brooks to me is all over the place. All over the place. She's crying. She's lying. She's lashing out. I want to know what Brooks is really hiding. Because none of this is making sense, Brooks. None of it's making sense. I don't believe for a second you divorced that man and got nothing, and now you're going into business with him. I don't believe for a second that you were a single mom. I think you were co-parenting with him. And also, you said that it's really expensive to cheat on you. You're saying you got money from your ex-boyfriend who wasn't your husband for cheating on you, and yet you're allowing him to be one of your biggest investors in your new spa. That doesn't make sense either. That doesn't make sense either. Like, none of it's making sense to me. The timelines, the math, the justifications, none of it. But yeah, that was it, guys. I think that was the episode. Unless you guys have any more questions or comments, let me know. Let me know. Having a fun kiki. But we will be back tomorrow or Saturday for Belle Collective. We will be doing Belle Collective. And let me know what other shows you want me to recap or other hot topics going on or just anything. Let me know what you guys want to watch and see. So with that, I love you guys. Have so much fun. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, share, because a kiki is always better with community. All right, you guys, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.